So this is Brandy Koski with dietsandreview.com, and I'm joined today by Hemi Weingarten, who is the creator of the really popular new app Fooducate. Hemi, can you tell us what Fooducate is? I know it's a personal grocery advisor, and it's this hot new app for the iPhone, but for people who might know, can you kind of give us a brief introduction?
Sure. First of all, thank you very much for hosting me. Fooducate, as its name states, is about educating people about food. For me, it started a few years ago when my family started to expand. I have 3 lovely kids. And one day my wife came home from the supermarket with a glow-in-the-dark yogurt. And I was shocked that a product for kids could be that bright. And I looked at an ingredient list, and I didn't understand what red number 40 stood for. So I Googled it, and it turned out that it's an artificial color used in lots of foods, and it's a potential carcinogen, and it's been linked with hyperactivity in kids, and it's being phased out in Europe. And I was scratching my head trying to figure out why in the world would I want my kids to eat food with that. And so I started a personal journey of discovery, and it turns out that a lot of supermarket that is marketed as healthy for me and my family is not necessarily so. Around the same time, smartphones started to become popular, like the iPhone, and I said, wouldn't it be great if I could just scan the barcode of a product and immediately how healthy it is or not, and if I could do better by choosing a healthier alternative. So fast forward a few years, and we have this iPhone app called Fooducate. It's a free app on iTunes, and very soon we're also going to have an Android version. And the app does exactly what I wanted to do as a parent. It lets you scan a product barcode. We have over 200,000 products in our database. And once you scan a product, it instantly shows you what you need to know in order to make a decision. It shows you a letter grade of a product between an A and a D. It shows you 3 brief bullet points that explain why that product got that grade. And the third thing it does, it lets you click on a button to see healthier alternatives. So let's do an example, if you will. Let's take a cereal that lots of people think is healthy, Cranberry Almond Crunch. The front of the package looks very appealing. The flakes with almonds and cranberries, and it says it's made with whole grain. But when you scan it, Fooducate tells you that it rates only a C+, and it 3.5 teaspoons of sugar, which by the way is more than Fruit Loops, and it's not 100% whole grain. So it's not such a great option to start off your morning. If you click on the alternative tab, it'll show you 5 optional cereals that rate from a B all the way up to an A-. You'll see that they rate better because they have less sugar, or they are made with whole grain, which means they have more fiber.
So I'm loving this, Hemi. As a new mom myself, I often find myself scrutinizing labels a little bit more than I used to because I am so careful of what she eats. Sometimes I think maybe it's too late for me, but it's certainly not too late for her.
It's never.
I actually just this morning scanned the box of whole grain goldfish that I buy for her, and I was surprised that it came up and said it's not a complete whole grain, which I've read that label, and I guess I still missed it. So I love that it was even, calling things out to me that I thought I knew backward and forward, but I didn't. And I also love the simplicity of the letter grade, and I wanted to ask you, how do you give the letter grade? What components do you factor in for that grade?
Okay, so I myself am not a dietitian, and I don't pretend to be. We have on our team, we have on our advisory board a professor who invented nutrition profiling. His name is Adam Dranowski. He's a professor at the University of Washington in Seattle. And we've worked with dietitians who helped us build an algorithm that basically looks not just at the values of nutrients to encourage like fiber and nutrients to limit like sugar, but also looks at the ingredient list and looks at the ingredients that we want to encourage, like whole grain wheat, for example, and looks at ingredients that we want to limit, such as saturated fats, all sorts of fillers, all sorts of questionable preservatives. So for each ingredient, we either raise the score or lower the score.
Okay.
And we take all that information of the nutrition facts panel and the ingredient list, and we put it in the context of what category the product is in. So in cereals, we're very minded to fiber and sugar. But in yogurt, we don't really care about fiber because it's not a product where you would expect to find any fiber.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So how would someone use this? They're going to go to the grocery store and they're going to scan their products, and then I also love the favorite button. So as you pull something up and you like it, you can favorite it, and it gets filed into your phone, and you can kind of reference it later.
Yes.
I think my other favorite feature is the compare, and I don't think you touched on that yet, but I scanned her goldfish this morning, and then I turned around and scanned her organic graham crackers and found that the goldfish actually were better. I had a better score than the graham crackers.
Mm-hmm. Well, graham crackers usually have a lot of sugar in them.
Right.
So yeah, compare function basically lets you scan one product. Once you've scanned one product, you can click on the back up next to each other. The favorite that you referred to are two buttons at the bottom of the screen where you can vote if you like or you don't like a product. Now, not only does that give you, anytime you like a product, it adds it to your list of my likes, which runs for your supermarket list. It also helps us improve our recommendation algorithms because there's always a lot of better choices. There are hundreds of better options for a higher scoring cereal, for example, or a cracker, that have a lot of people voting that they like. Because all things being equal nutritionally, we rather recommend a product that tastes good and not like cardboard. So
Right.
Either if you like a product or you don't like a product, we take that into account.
Right. And then, so if so many people are liking, say, a particular granola bar, does that show up in the ranking, or does that figure into the algorithm at all?
It doesn't figure into the grade that the product gets, but if it is a candidate to appear as an alternative to a less healthy bar, then the fact that it's higher from a taste perspective, that more people liked it, will make it more likely to appear earlier in the recommendation list than later.
Okay. So what does further development look like for Fooducate? Is there any possibility of incorporating a calorie counting aspect so that I can, scan the foods that I'm eating and have it kind of figure, or any other kind of development that you guys are working on?
Great question. So regarding calorie counting, I think there's some great apps out there. So most likely we'll work with one or two of them instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. We've actually been getting a lot of emails and phone calls from all sorts of other app manufacturers that want to see how they can work together with us. So we're very open to that. Regarding our product roadmap, we recently added a search functionality which lets you search for a product by name and not necessarily having to be next to it. We're also going to add the ability to browse through categories and just see the best rating product or category. At one point, we'll also do some personalization or customization of the app, which means if you're a vegetarian or if you're on a diet and you want to lose weight, we'll take calories more into account than we do right now. If you have a certain ingredient that you don't want, like MSG or high fructose corn syrup, then we'll let you filter that out so that we won't ever recommend an alternative product that has that. And then there's the whole allergy and intolerance group of products or people get a quicker view or a quicker way to find out if their allergen is in the product or not. And there's probably a few other things I forgot to mention right now, but we're constantly working on making the app more fun, more usable.
Right. I love it. So you mentioned earlier that the app is free. It's in the App Store, and it doesn't cost anything. And there's a lot of data in here, and it's a really well-designed app. And I'm wondering how you're doing that for free, and if there's plans to charge for it later.
We're doing it for free because one of the biggest challenges in apps is getting people to try you out. And once you put even a 99-cent barrier, it means a lot of people are going to get Fooducated. And our goal is to help the world, um, as many people as possible to do that. Down the road, we'll monetize. There's many ways to monetize and make money off of this once we have a lot of users. It could be a premium version of the app with some special functionality. It could be through promoting healthy brands or products. There's lots of ways we can do it, but we're really not focused on that right now. Our focus is really creating a good user experience and getting millions of people to make smarter choices at the supermarket.
I like that. And how many people? Because Tammy, obviously you started this. You're a tech guy, and you built this. How many people are working on Fujicate right now?
Truth be told, I did not write a single line of code.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to be a coder, but right now I've transitioned into more of an overhead position. So we're a team of 5 people, and great guys and gals. We've been working very hard on this and still are. So I'll give credit where it's due. I'm not the programmer.
Got it. Got it. Well, it's a great idea, and I'm so glad that you were able to bring it to fruition and to market because I see so many people needing some, including myself, needing something like this and being able to use it in the real world. And like you, I hope that, a lot of people kind of get themselves Fujicated and really start understanding what they're eating.
That is our part's looking good. We hope that it continues and people make smarter choices because they're now empowered to very easily and quickly understand what they're putting in their shopping cart.
I love it. Well, Hemi, thanks for your time today and introducing Fujicate to the Diets and Review audience.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Brandy, in
All right.
health.
Thanks. Same to you.